Now let's try some slightly more complicated ones. X minus 8 divided by 3 equals 7. Now in this scenario, both of the numbers on the side of the variable are in close relationship to the variable itself. But in the scenario, we can't do anything with the negative 8 until we deal with the 3, because we have to remove the denominator before we can reach into the numerator. So that means in this scenario, we're going to multiply by 3 first. So those 3's cancel, and we get x minus 8 equals 21. Now we can do the opposite of negative 8 and add 8 to get x equals 29. Let's try one of those again. 4 equals a plus 10 divided by 2. Same scenario, different numbers. In order to access the numerator, we have to deal with the denominator. So we're going to multiply by 2 on both sides. 2 times 4 is 8. The 2's on the other side cancel, and we're left with a plus 10. Then we're going to do the opposite, and we're going to subtract 10 to get negative 2 equals a, or a equals negative 2. Now let's get ready for number 7. Number 7, 16 minus a equals 20. So in this scenario, it looks similar to the ones that we did 1 through 4, but we do have something different here. We have a negative variable, okay? Now, what we've always said is we want to move what's isolating, what we need to move in order to isolate the variable. So we're going to subtract 16, and we're left with negative a equals 4. Now it's very important that you pull down that negative because that a is still negative. Now, we don't typically write it, but this is kind of like saying negative 1 a. We don't see the 1, but it's there. So in order to remove that negative, we're going to multiply by a negative 1, because a negative times a negative will give me a positive a value, and 4 times negative 1 gives me a negative 4 value. And we can double check. 16 minus a negative 4, or in other words, minus a negative means positive, so 16 plus 4 does in fact equal 20. Let's try number 8. 4 equals, my apologies, 4 minus b divided by 3 equals 6. So in this case, we're going to have to subtract the 4 first. Left with negative b divided by 3 equals 2. Now we have a 3 in the denominator, so we're going to multiply by 3. Which on the left side leaves me with negative b equals 6. But I still have that negative. So once again, we're going to have to multiply by a negative 1 so that our variable can be positive. So b equals negative 6. Last one for this lesson, number 9. 12 plus y divided by 2 equals 10/3. Gotta try a fraction one. So, just like 5 and 6, we're gonna have to multiply by the denominator first. Twos cancel, and we're left with 12 plus y equals, nothing's going to simplify here, so we're going to get 20/3. Then we're going to subtract 12. Now, we can't subtract 12 as it's written right now. So I need to rewrite this so that it has a denominator and think about how to create a common denominator. So 20/3 can stay the same, but in order for us to subtract it, this also has to have a denominator of 3, meaning I need to multiply by 3 on top and bottom. So -12 times 3 is -36, and 1 times 3 is 3. Now that they have a common denominator, we can subtract, and you should get -16/3.